Hello there guys, it's Math Dominus, and today we're going to be doing a director's commentary on the Math Super Mario Logan movie. I wanted to do a director's commentary immediately after I did the Math's SML movie, after it was uploaded and stuff, but I don't know why I didn't get around to doing it until now. I mean, for the Math Dominus movie, I released the movie, and then I released a director's commentary, like, immediately afterwards. And I don't know what's so hard about making a director's commentary. You're literally just sitting down and talking about tips and trivia and that sort of thing of the artistic direction for what you were going with in the scene of the movie and blah blah blah. You know what a director's commentary is. You clicked on this video for it, and yeah, all I'm saying is, why didn't I do this sooner? But hey, I'm doing it now. Let's get started, shall we? I wanted to add Charlie and friends in the movie somehow, but obviously since I can't get Lavelle to do anything for me because he lives, like, what, in Florida, and he probably wouldn't want to do this movie anyways, I kind of wondered, how am I going to put Charlie and friends in the movie? And I was like, just put the intro and then do that transition effect. Look, see that transition effect that goes from the show to real life that's shown on the TV?
Charlie.
That transition effect was really hard to perfect. I wanted
What do
it
you
to
want, son?
be so perfect, but
This
you
ain't
can't have
Charlie. I'm
that.
going to the ninth
And
annual
it
Charlie
just
Friends
is what it
Convention in
is. It's
Chicago.
not that bad. I did the best that I could with that
Hell no.
transition
What do you take
effect.
me for, a father?
But yeah, at least Charlie and Friends is in the movie.
Listen, son,
And also, this
I'ma
thing
tell
is
you what my
loud.
old man said once. Sometimes in order to be
There
a
we
man
go.
and grow up, you gotta
But
be
yeah,
able to
I put Charlie and Friends in the movie because I wanted to, and that was the best solution I can have without recasting Lavelle. I originally was going to play Charlie myself, and then I would have made a joke about how Charlie has been whitewashed or something, even though I'm Hispanic, I guess, but I'm a pretty white Hispanic. But anyways, here's Bowser, and Bowser immediately instills the theme of this movie about growing up and improving as a person. But because Bowser is a terrible father, he's yeah, he's not that good in teaching his son lessons. No wonder Bowser Jr. turned out to be a horrible person. His dad was a horrible person. That's how it works. There's the Doofy cameo. I originally wasn't going to have any Doofy the Dragon references, but since Doofy the Dragon was kind of part of the junior era, it was a huge part of the junior era, I was like, at least have one reference. And there's Chef Pee-Pee disapproving of the show, because, that's Chef Pee-Pee. He actually does care about Junior deep down. And there's the Math Dominus sort of Marvel logo, because, when I'm an autistic person, and for the Math Dominus movie, I wanted to make it feel like it's a real movie, so I put the Warner Brothers logo in there for some reason. But for this movie, I decided no Hollywood logos, just put in your own logo, because you're Math Dominus. You're not Paleo Productions or, oh, this super high-class studio. You're just Math Dominus, so, just put in your own logo, man. It's not that difficult.
Huh? It's morning! Yay! Alright. What to do?
Now, there's one thing I learned about movies and stuff, is that if you want to start a movie, you gotta start it in a way that introduces the character to the audience. Like, make them do a daily routine so you can kind of get an idea on what the character is like and stuff, and what's the status quo, because the point of a movie is that there's a status quo, and as the plot moves forward, the status quo changes. That's something I've learned, and I decided, alright, let's give Junior a sort of daily routine, like his morning routine here. And that's basically what I did in order for the audiences to understand, what is this character like? What is his personality, I guess.
Chef Pee-Pee! Chef Pee-Pee!
What do you want, Junior?
Are you cooking me breakfast?
Yeah, I'm cooking some eggs and beans.
What?
Yep, eggs and
Oh,
beans
what
is,
eggs and beans, Chef Pee-Pee?
not a thing, and just so you know. I mean, you can cook beans, and you can cook eggs and then put them in the same dish, but obviously it's not an actual thing you can combine. Or is it? I don't know, I haven't checked.
Pizza!
By the way, this was filmed on a... Chef Pee-Pee's scream right there. I literally told the voice actor to just scream.
Because Chef Pee-Pee,
But,
I want
anyways,
pizza.
so this camera angle right here, I filmed it...
Fine.
I filmed, like, I put my phone in some sort of, tripod and just put it on the... what is it called? I guess the,
Oh,
I don't know
why
what
is
it's
my
called,
eye gonna be so
but I
red?
put it on something and then to have that camera angle because I don't know, I didn't want to have a basic sort of camera angle where I'm holding the camera and the plush toys are doing their thing. I wanted to have some kind of cinematography in this movie to showcase that it's a movie. It's supposed to be more cinematic than the actual SML stuff, all the SML
Might
videos.
as well make the pizza now.
And of course, I showed Chef
Oh
Pee
boy,
Pee
I
him
can't
being
wait for
miserable
the
because that's the
pizza.
status quo. Junior is a
All right,
jerk
Junior,
and he treats
here's
Chef
your
Pee Pee more like a
stupid
slave than an
pizza.
actual person. And oh, that quote-unquote pizza.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah, I didn't know how to create a terrible pizza to the scale that Logan does in his videos, so I decided just put in a bread, some mayonnaise, and some bologna and call it a pizza.
Okay? Just try it at least.
I
Yeah,
don't want it.
it was not that hard to
Soon
make.
we
But
will.
you have been whining
That's why it's so
about
terrible
and
looking.
we
Oh,
don't
here it comes.
have
Here's my
pizza.
favorite
So
editing
this is what you're
sequence.
going to get. Just eat the damn. What the hell, Junior?
I had to clean that up, by the way.
Junior, why would you
My
do
parents
this?
weren't home, so I could actually get away with that without getting in trouble. But don't worry, Mom, if you're watching this, I cleaned it up so you never knew.
And he just trashes it. That ungrateful little rat.
You know, I just realized in my sort of thing that I did there, this mess that I made. The reason why I wanted to make a mess is because that's what SML does. He makes messes in his house all the time. So I wanted to do something for that, to show that I got balls to do it. But at the end of the day, I didn't really feel too good about making a mess. That's why I
You
cleaned
made
it up,
it your
obviously.
mess. Now clean. I don't pay you to complain.
This is a reference to how in some of the old SML videos, Junior would be treating Chef Pee Pee like a slave, and he would actually tell him that he pays him, and then and Chef Pee Pee is like, you don't pay me at all. I remember those videos, if anybody remembers those. Oh, and here's Joseph. Originally, Cody was supposed to be in this movie, but by the time everything was filmed, I don't have a Kamek plush. I still don't have a Kamek plush, so yeah, Cody's just not in this movie because I didn't want to buy a Kamek plush for this. That's a reshoot, by the way. You can tell just because the lighting changes. But yeah, this was basically filmed to showcase Junior being a child and that he likes to play with toys, even though he's a teenager. But I guess to some people, apparently it's me showing off my Godzilla toys. Which, I mean, hey, do you guys like my collection? I mean, I made an entire video showcasing all my Godzilla toys. And, you know, it's expanded. My Godzilla collection certainly has gotten bigger since that video, so maybe I should do a part 2. But yeah, this scene is also part of the whole status quo sort of philosophy that I'm having here. I'm showing what Junior is like when he's playing with toys and that sort of thing to once again reinforce that his personality is not a great person. And of course, this is a reference to the fact that in the older videos, Junior would often play with trains and dinosaurs and stuff. Actually, this whole scene is basically a reference to the playtime sort of with his dinosaurs. Remember those videos where Chef Pee Pee would play with the dinosaurs, but Junior would always have the dinosaurs that are tougher on his side, and he'd give Chef Pee Pee the weaker Pipsqueak-saurus sort of thing. And then Junior would just win automatically because he's like level 1000. Oh, look, there's an ad in this. Oh, I forgot to turn off ads. But why is there a Genshin Impact ad on my video? I have no idea why there's a Genshin Impact ad on my video. I do not endorse Genshin Impact. I'm not affiliated with Genshin Impact. But anyways, besides that...
Very concerned about what you're watching on TV.
My dad watches fast stuff on TV, so I assume it's okay.
Yep, once again, reinforcing the idea, Junior is basically a kid, even though he's a teenager. And there we go. There's Joseph realizing that Junior's kind of a jerk. Joseph is much more mature in this movie than he is in the SML videos. In the SML videos, Joseph is basically the cool kid who kinda is a bad influence on Junior, at least in the older videos. But in this one, Joseph is actually quite mature because, well, Joseph actually is growing up. He's actually getting way more mature than Junior, who's a spoiled brat. But don't worry, that's the point of this movie. The lesson of this movie is that Junior has to grow up. He has to learn that his ways are bad. And yeah, basically, how many times have I said that already? I like repeating myself. That's Energon, by the way. Like, that's actually a toy of Energon. This is one of those, Energon, sort of energizing sort of things. You know that toy line in Transformers where you can make the Transformers transform instantly by sort of engineering the energy? I don't know. But, yo, that cinematography is really great. I actually did the stop motion outside, and it was really cool. All that cinematography with barricade and stuff, that was hard work, but it was really fun to do. The Transformers stuff was kind of my favorite thing to do in this movie, even though this is an SML movie, not a Transformers movie.
Dude, I gotta
Here's a bit of foreshadowing.
playing with toys based off of your dad's arch enemy.
Oh well, yeah, but they're only arch enemies in the games. My dad says it's only a mocking thing, and they are good friends in real life.
This is a bit of foreshadowing because, you know, Mario would help Junior later on in this movie and establish that Mario and Bowser aren't really enemies in quote-unquote real life. They're just enemies in the games. Oh, look at that cinematography. You know, when I was filming this outside, there were a couple of neighbors that were watching me. It was a bit awkward.
Energon? That sounds cool, but I don't know what that is.
Of course you don't know what Energon is. You clearly never watched the Transformers movies.
Because I've spent my whole day patrolling for Megatron, that I know exactly what it looks like. But if I may ask, what the hell is this?
Yeah, the thing about this movie that I wish I could have explained better is that the Decepticons in this movie, they're not really bad guys anymore. They just kind of want to go home, and they're gonna scout for any Energon they can find just to return to Cybertron. That makes them a bit of a sympathetic villains. It's not really all that explained in this movie, which it's kind of sad for me because I wish I could have explained more. This was filmed while I was heading to Reno. That's like in some sort of truck stop or something, and there was like this weird factory, and I was like, huh, that could work for the Decepticons' secret base, so I filmed that. This was all filmed on a green screen in my room. You can probably tell. But yeah, I originally was going to make like a sort of set, I guess if you will, of a Decepticon base. I just didn't have enough materials to really make it feel like they're in a sort of large base, so I decided to just CGI my way, like most Hollywood studios. Yeah, Megatron's voiced by random numbers, and he's British, so Megatron's a British villain. That's literally the only reason anybody, even me, wanted to cast random in this movie. It's because he's British. It's not racist, it's just, it's truth. Shockwave there is voiced by my good old best friend, Ikari Warrior from Discord. You might recognize him if you've seen the Mafdominus movie as the voice of Godzilla. He voiced Godzilla in that movie. I should get him to reprise his role for the Mafdominus movie too. Oh, there's Burger King Starscream. He's just this random character that I inserted. He's just this text-to-speech random character I wanted to add because, you know, it's kind of a staple for most robots on YouTube. He says some things, if you pay attention, some things that are very inappropriate. So, oh, that piece of cinematography right there. Just, I filmed this inside the drawer. Like, I put my phone in the drawer and then just opened it. I had to make sure that I wasn't in the way, and it was only Chef Pee-Pee that was shown on screen.
Oh, it's not here. God.
Oh man, I can't wait to watch Doofy the Dragon. It's the best show ever.
Once again, another Doofy reference, and there's the breaking news. I actually wanted to do this. I've always wanted to do this where we actually get to see the breaking news on TV. If you noticed in SML videos, the breaking news segments are always, well, you never see them actually being broadcasted on a real TV. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually showcase the breaking news on the TV. I don't know why I feel so excited for that. I just like it. You actually get to see breaking news on TV. And of course, Chef Pee-Pee's father is dead, so there's no one left to rule the iron asses of Wales. Yo, this fire scene was my favorite thing to do because I was learning about special effects and stuff, and I learned so much. So that's why this fire segment looks really, really good. Oh, yeah, that was my favorite thing to do. Besides the Transform stuff, obviously.
Junior, this is all your fault!
My fault?
Junior, why would you do this?
I had a tripod here to film this.
It was that guy.
It was me. Now you're going to...
Bumblebee kicks his butt.
Alright.
So let me get this straight. There's an evil group of alien robots who want Chef Pee-Pee. Their leader, Megatron, needs him because only Chef Pee-Pee has
Yep,
access
Chef
to
Pee-Pee
the
is
mineral
the heir
he
to the Iron Asses of Wales, and Iron Asses of Wales has an abundance of energon. It's kind of like Wakanda and that sort of thing, where Wakanda has vibranium, the Iron Asses of Wales has energon. This is not canon to the quote-unquote main SML universe, but it is canon to this world.
I am Chef Pee-Pee.
Oh, that,
I
oh,
almost died
let's
in that.
replay that again.
Serious and dangerous. We are not
This
part of
fourth
some
wall
common
break
action
right
movie.
here. And then it just cuts to it. I love how they stare at the camera so intimately, and then it just cuts to them back to normal. Oh, Joseph is dead. Rip. That was an easy effect to do. I just grabbed a video of fire and then just place the fire on Joseph and turn on the screen sort of filter option thing, and bam, it was that easy to make.
Wait, Chef Pee-Pee. I know someone who could help us.
No! After everything you did, Junior, how can I trust you with my life?
I actually know someone who can protect us.
And that's Mario. That's where he gets the idea. Oh, we can have Mario protect us. He's the hero of the games.
Please, take this seriously.
I'm serious.
The reason why Mario lives all the way in Nevada and these guys are back in Florida, there was originally going to be an explanation how the characters eventually moved out of their own homes. Because remember, Junior, Bowser, Mario, Jeffy, and all those other characters, they lived in the same house, basically. And they eventually all moved out.
What?
Oh, nothing.
They all moved out. And that was going to be explained in the movie, but I didn't have enough time to put it in the movie. Because, screw me. Yep, there we go. That's saying Junior is a teenager, and he still acts like a child. Then again, I'm like 18, and I still collect toys, figures, and Legos. Oh, there's Blitzwing, voiced by my good old friend Adam the Master Builder. That's my mom driving, by the way. This is a good song, by the way. It's a very good song. That's why I put it in. Here we go, filming the road. We're heading towards Nevada. This was filmed 2 times. We went to Nevada once, and I recorded things. And then when it comes to reshoots, I wanted to do some reshoots, and then so I recorded again during the travels. There's Junior, he's riding along, because he's apparently driving. There's Shockwave. Again. That's a reference to Spider-Man 2, by the way. Oh, my back.
I have failed you.
Megatron is a lot nicer in this movie than he is in most of the media. Megatron's kind of a jerk in most media, but in this one, he's actually kind of a good leader. Production value! My dad got pulled over because he was going too fast. And I was like, production value, let's film this. That way they can lose the truck and we can film this desert scene. So yeah, all of this was not part of the script of the movie. This was all improvised. This was all throw it in there. That's a trope on TV tropes.
Alright, I got a call about a fire.
Brooklyn Guy wasn't actually going to be in this movie, believe it or not. It was only until later on I realized, Brooklyn Guy is kind of a popular character, so it wouldn't make sense to not put him in the movie, so I just thought of some scenes where he could be in the movie, and bam, there he is.
Come here.
He's voiced by Plush Andrew, by the way.
There we go. I saved the apartment.
There we go, you saved the apartment, because I was too lazy to film anything that will put out the fire. Super Trash Bros, because I don't like Super Smash Brothers. I actually don't. I don't like the game series. I don't know why it's so popular. But anyways, Black Yoshi. This is another thing that I wanted to do in the movie. It's not just Bowser Jr.'s story, it's also Black Yoshi's story. Because once again, and I'm repeating myself, the theme of the movie is growing up and being a better person. And here we establish that Black Yoshi is... Black Yoshi is also not a good person. He's a guy who leeches off of Mario and does nothing every day except play Call of Duty and drink Kool-Aid and do other gangster stuff.
Just let me watch TV this one time. One of these days, Black Yoshi, you're gonna get off the PlayStation, get a job, be responsible.
You know,
and then play
I don't know why I had to make an auditions for Mario. Mario is just a regular guy. There's not much you can do to sort of make his voice stand out. The point of Mario is that he's the normal guy. Also, Mario works at Burger King, so that's a reference to the older videos, because back in the day, Mario apparently worked at Burger King. Now we're back with Chef Pee-Pee. And here comes the SpongeBob reference. Because Junior finds a rock, and then the pioneers used to ride on these rocks, and then Junior rides the rock. Oh god, Junior rides the rock, that's gonna be taken off.
I want to get out of the desert. Damn it, Junior! What do you want?
Look what I found!
What is that?
It's a rock!
Okay, and?
The pioneers used these to travel over
Yep, there it is, a SpongeBob reference.
That is an episode of SpongeBob Junior.
This was also improvised, because obviously they lose the truck, so how are they going to get to Nevada? They're going to go on foot? They wouldn't last long on foot. And, oh yeah, that part, that was CGI there, or at least I put a PNG clip of Junior on top of a PNG clip of a rock, and then just made it disappear. But made it go up so it looks like it's going, you know, forward in the road. That was one of the reshoots, showing Blitzwing actually following the characters, because for some reason I didn't film that initially. I did not film Blitzwing, you know, going after the characters, and I thought, you know, that's kind of important. You need to actually show, don't tell, actually show Blitzwing following the characters. This was all filmed in the Ikari Warrior's house, by the way. Because his house kind of looks like the SML house, or at least it looks like, you know, an actual house that Mario would live in. Plus, I needed somewhere else to film, like a different house, because obviously if I were to film everything in my apartment, it just comes off as the characters living in the same place, when in reality they don't. So it's a good thing I have friends, because, you know, so I can use their house for filming, because that's what friends do. That's what friends do, because that's what... use your house.
I could use a rest. Do you have a bed?
Yeah, we have a guest room upstairs.
Charlie Brown 678, whoever you are, I will murder you in real life.
Charlie Brown 678. A bit of foreshadowing that Joseph is still alive. But yeah. That was a reference to the older videos. Once again. That was a reference to when I came up with that joke on my own. Yay. I'm a comedian.
Can I play what you're playing?
No!
But I want to play!
Call of Duty and PlayStation, only
This is a reference to one of the videos, I think it was Black Yoshi the Babysitter, where Black Yoshi basically was playing Call of Duty and he was babysitting Junior so he can have some money to pay for, like, energy drinks or something, or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, I can't remember. But Junior wanted to play Call of Duty and Black Yoshi didn't want him, so Black Yoshi tied him up. Clearly Junior did not learn that lesson.
Alright, so here's my Jack Skellington shrine, because I'm a huge fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Can I play what you're playing? No! But I want to play!
Alright, so here's my Jack Skellington shrine, because I'm a huge fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas. 'Cause I'm a huge fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I like how Mario's just up in Chef Pee-Pee's face and he's just speechless. By the way, the reason why there's a Jack Skellington bed and basically a Jack Skellington shrine is because Ikari Warrior's mother is a huge fan of that. And I guess Mario is also a huge fan of that because of it. Oh yes, I remember going to this city. This sort of cowboy-looking place. The Dark Crystal, that's a puppet movie, just like the Math Super Mario Logan movie, or it's a plushie movie. But still, they use plushies and puppets and stuff. But yeah, I loved filming in this part, and the only reason I filmed in this part is just to show that the Decepticons are moving on. They're moving in and stuff. They're gonna capture the characters pretty soon, and to show that they're in Nevada now because Blitzwing is following them. That's the purpose of this entire scene. Oh, here comes my favorite part. This stirred up a lot of controversy because apparently people think there's got to be some sort of political sort of commentary here. But in reality, it's just Megatron appreciating humanity, that they even have politics in the first place. Humans are interesting. They can pick sides and stuff. They can vote for their leaders unanimously, and Megatron just likes that. He just likes that humans are really interesting. That's really all it is. There's no political sort of thing saying Trump bad or Trump good. It's just Megatron finds humans interesting. That's literally it. And if you try to have anything else like that, I will murder you. Just kidding. Or will I?
So awesome. Oh, can I have a Happy Meal?
Oh, here's a reference to one of my favorite SML videos, the Happy Meal videos. Those were also my first SML videos that I watched, by the way, so kind of a given I would have a reference to them. Originally, I was gonna film everything in Las Vegas, but we couldn't make it to Vegas, but hey, we were gonna go to Reno, because, I mean, hey, it's the next best thing. Reno's pretty nice. Coincidentally, the Muppets movie also went to Reno, and this is also a plush Muppet sort of puppet movie. So what a coincidence. I've never seen the Muppets movie, but apparently they go to Reno. This is a hilarious in hindsight, but yeah, oh, the beautiful lights, the cinematography here. It's wow, this is one of my favorite things to film. I don't know why I keep saying. So apparently the recording session cut off because apparently there's an actual limit to how much I can record on this stupid phone. So I'm not re-recording. I'm just getting back to where I was before and continuing off from there because why does this screen recording have a limit? The best ones don't have limit. Okay, whatever. I'm wasting time. But basically, yeah, that happened, but let's get back on track. So anyways, yeah, I loved filming in Reno. It was definitely one of the best moments of the movie. Look how beautiful that is. It's just... And the reason why the characters even go to, like, a casino and stuff is because, one, I wanted to film a casino sort of scene, and two, so that the characters can go somewhere else, so that they can't stop the Decepticons from coming and kidnapping Chef Pee-Pee. All of that is stock footage, by the way. None of that is filmed from me. That's also stock footage. Yeah, if that cinematography is way more impressive than what you've seen in the movie so far, that's because it's stock footage.
Hey, you a turtle?
You know, this is a bit of a plot hole. How did Brooklyn Guy go all the way from Florida to Nevada, even though, like, literally, the characters arrived in Nevada the exact same day that their house burned down? Brooklyn Guy put the fire out, and now somehow he's in Nevada. Maybe it's not Brooklyn Guy at all. Maybe it's one of his brothers or something. It's Fire Does Guy.
I hope you don't mind, but we invited a third person to play.
Get your foot out of my face!
Oh, his Mama Luigi, voiced by good old Iron Knight, who's also a friend of WH Dude. We're all friends here. Oh, look, WH Dude, he's voicing Bubbles. To be honest, I wanted WH Dude in this movie for a long time. But the thing about it is that I didn't want him to just be a cameo or anything like that. I actually wanted him to give him some kind of role but I didn't know what. And then I was like, let's make him Bubbles. Yeah, let's make him a serial rapist because that's funny. By the way, the Barn Owl Reviewer is a reference to the old name for the Math Dominus channel, because originally I wasn't called Math Dominus, I was called the Barn Owl Reviewer, and I wanted to make a reference to that, but also simultaneously roast myself, so yeah, that's why that's in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
You know, I should give Mama Luigi a much larger role in the second movie. Because Mama Luigi, I think he was supposed to have a much larger role in this movie. He was going to show up in the final battle, but I didn't bring the Luigi plush when I got to the part that was where I was filming the final battle. So, unfortunately, Mama Luigi didn't show up in the final battle, even though I wanted to. Sure, I could have gone back for reshoots, but then that would mean I had to get a car order to bring all of his Transformers toys again, so that we can do it all over. Oh my god, yeah, it would have been very complicated, so I just simply cut Mama Luigi out of the final battle. But hey, at least he's in the movie, unlike never ever showing up in the modern videos.
Why am I friends with people who have serious mental issues?
I don't know, Brooklyn guy.
Anyways, that's all for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Listen, I don't even know who you are. We just met, but I already don't like you. You're an egotistical bastard who keeps promoting me.
Yeah, he's calling me an egotistical bastard. Absolutely roasting me. You should kill yourself. And this was before Lord Tier God ever made that sort of meme. So, yeah, the Brooklyn guy was already telling people to kill themselves before it was cool.
So you must know something.
No, never. You may break my body, but you'll never break my spirit. I will never betray my family like that, you rotting copper-bottom-looking robot.
Robots reference.
Hey, my brother? I'll tell you exactly
Wow, look how
where you're
easy it is for Mama Luigi to get away. That's the joke here.
This is Blitzwing. I know the
This was all filmed in a hotel room, by the way, so if it looks like it's the same location, that's because it is.
Luigi, had a good time?
Oh no, Bubbles, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop! What are you doing? What are you doing? But obviously it's a reference to the older videos. You know, take a shot every time I say that's a reference to the older videos. There it is. Megatron is following the characters. He's at a truck stop. Once again, Burger King Starscream shows up. What is the anomaly of...
If he dies, then the royal bloodline dies, and we'll never get access to the country again.
I like how I'm moving Megatron's head to make it look like he's actually talking, but I didn't want to show my finger for some reason. I don't know, I just kind of like it when you don't show the hands controlling the characters. Here it is! Here's Shrekky!
Okay, I ate so much freaking cheesecakes, my bowl started to implode from all the crap.
You know, I think the voice actor didn't realize that I wanted him to say bowels, as in, you know what bowels are. But he said bowls, because I think bowls and bowels are spelled the same way, so... Oh, God. Shrek is actually my favorite SML character, so I made a scene dedicated to him. The ultimate poop tribute.
That was so much. Now I feel so much better.
I like how the toilet... just... Damn, he just... I'm surprised he didn't make a mess there. I laughed so hard when WH Dude made a reaction. When WH Dude posted his reaction to the movie, and he got to this part, Dub was so bewildered. I just laughed my ass off that I actually had to catch my breath. What was so funny about it? Nothing. But what makes it funnier is WH Dude's just utter bewilderment. His reaction to that scene is just... It made me laugh my ass off so hard. And I don't know why. Skip the ads. But yeah, this was a pretty easy scene to film. It was just me and Shrek going crazy. I had to turn the brightness up there because it was so dark.
Come on, let's go, move in.
Look, it's Grindor. Yeah, the Card Warrior has a ton of Decepticons, which made him a very valuable asset to use. So that we can actually have a Decepticon army in the movie, because at the time that I filmed this, I didn't have that many Transformers, or at least I didn't have Transformers that looked good. I still had those like toy Transformers that were so stylized and stuff that it wouldn't make for a good army, and it wouldn't be consistent style with the Michael Bay movies, so you know.
Bitch, I don't know any Fernandos.
This is a reference to the fact that Chef Pee-Pee's real name is apparently Fernando. Because that's his real name. That's what his father gave him before he, for some reason, called himself Chef Pee-Pee. But, yeah. I remember the day we filmed this. It was really fun because I basically was visiting a Card Warrior. We hanged out a bit. We started talking about stuff, and then we had some snacks. We hanged out. We watched some YouTube videos. But then I realized, hey, we should probably get to filming that scene now. And then we filmed the scene. It was fun. We got all the Decepticons, and we put them all up in we made them all stand up in a certain location that's about to be shown right now, which is the back of the couch. We got them to stand up. We all got them in a neatly orderly fashion. We got the guns out because that's what they would use to fight. Oh my god, this was fun to do. This was me testing my fight action scenes, sort of. This was me testing out that sort of thing, where I would film an action scene, like an actual action scene with action, with cuts, super fast cuts, motion camera and stuff like that. That's what I wanted to do for this scene. Whether I succeeded or not with what I can do, that's up to you, but that's the point of this scene. I wanted to challenge myself with these editing skills, you know?
What are you doing on the bad guy side?
What is Iron Man doing on the bad guy's side? That's the joke. And since Iron Knight is a huge Iron Man fan, you know, who better to give the role than to him? Even though he dies, God. What am I trying to say here? Am I trying to say Iron Knight is not a good friend and I should shoot him? No, it's just the joke is Iron Man's a bad guy. That's the joke. And of course I killed off Blitzwing. Now believe it or not, the reason why I killed off Blitzwing is because we filmed the final battle before we filmed this action scene. And the Blitzwing toy didn't come out at the time when we filmed the final battle. And so when we got the Blitzwing toy, we both had the Blitzwing figure. And when I put Blitzwing in the movie to follow the characters, yeah, we didn't have footage for Blitzwing showing up in the final battle, and it wouldn't make any sense for him not to show up in the final battle, so we killed him off in this scene to fix that continuity issue. Yeah, originally Blitzwing wasn't going to be the Decepticon to follow Junior and Chef Pee-Pee to Nevada. It was actually going to be a bit of a convoluted sort of thing where Soundwave was in his, like, satellite form, and he basically was spying on them through the satellites or something like that. And then I was gonna have a whole green screen thing with him in space and stuff. That's why Soundwave in this scene is in his sort of satellite form. It's because he was gonna be in a satellite sort of state, and he would know the location of Junior and Chef Pee-Pee heading to Nevada. Oh, here's Megatron about to convince Chef Pee-Pee to go with them.
We will start shedding some blood.
Stupid robot donkey, because, you know, Shrek calls everybody donkey in some way. And he calls Chef Pee-Pee Chef Penis because that's a reference to the older videos. How many times have I said that?
They're leaving!
Thanks for taking me to the scene, Mario.
And here they are coming back. How did they not hear any of the gunshots or notice any Decepticons leaving? Because I didn't film it, so shut up.
Why is there shrapnel? Why is there a dead alien robot on the floor? Why are there bullet holes? Explain!
Folk, there's been a break-in by these robot terrorists.
Oh man.
To be fair,
Yeah,
the Decepticons are kind of robot terrorists, so Black Yoshi isn't wrong. And there we have the moment. This is in every movie, basically. The moment where the hero realizes where they did wrong. Or at least this is basically in every single animated movie ever. This is a Pixar moment where the character realizes he did wrong. It's the scene in Toy Story where Woody realizes, oh my god, I messed up. And it's the scene in Monsters Inc. where Sully realizes he messed up. It's the scene where he realizes he messed up. It's in every animated movie, and I don't know why.
Ah, crap, he's having a heart attack. Black Yoshi, get help!
Oh, the heart attack moment. Ah, an ad! I don't like it. Nobody likes you ads. Yeah, Junior dies. He actually dies in the movie. This was always planned. This wasn't something I made up along the way. He was originally gonna die and then come back to life after he realized that what he did was wrong. However, where he went was the thing that changed. He was gonna go to hell, and then Satan would be there, or Craig the Devil would be there to greet him. But obviously the Craig puppet wasn't something I can easily obtain, so I had to change it. So instead of going to hell, he goes to somewhere in between hell and heaven, purgatory. That was kind of in the middle of the multiverse, basically. And the purpose of this scene was to explain why characters come back to life. If you guys don't know, in SML videos, there seems to be this sort of continuity thing where the characters would die, but then they'd, like, be fine in the next video. I kind of wanted to explain that, because I was like, wait, if the videos share continuity, why don't the characters acknowledge that they died? So this scene was basically there to explain, well, the reason why the characters are always fine in the next video was because every time they did die, this character would send them back, because she's terrible at her job of making characters stay dead. And of course, this scene is also there to show Junior, dude, you're kind of a jerk. And this establishes that the previous SML videos are indeed canon. They did happen. How much of the SML videos are canon is up to you, but most of the Jeffy videos aren't canon, so, you know, that's what I decide. And of course, I wanted to put a Johnny Cash song in this movie because that's what every movie does. Have you noticed that lately in Hollywood there's always a Johnny Cash song in there somewhere? In a lot of Hollywood movies, a lot of trailers, there's a lot of Johnny Cash songs in movies and stuff, and I was like, hey, I don't want to be left out. Let's put a Johnny Cash song in this movie. And it's this really sad song. I mean, it sort of has nothing to do with the scene playing, but it's sad, so. It shows Junior that, yeah, dude, you're kind of a jerk. You actually treat him so horribly, so it's no wonder Chef Pee-Pee didn't want to go with you. He doesn't like you. He'd rather go with the deadly robots that might actually give him something to do with his life. Yes, it was your fault. By the way, this was all filmed in my parents' bedroom, but I sort of moved the curtains to give that sort of dark feel to it, because obviously I didn't want to green screen Junior into some sort of hellish landscape, because that would be cliche. Or wrong. You didn't know what was right or wrong, and then, you know, Charlie the Eddie here. Technically, it's not the Charlie from Hazbin Hotel. It's a completely separate character, similar to how Bubbles is not technically Wario. This is not supposed to be the Charlie from Hazbin Hotel. This is just a character that looks like Charlie from Hazbin Hotel. And the only reason I named her Eddie was so it can go along with the song. Yeah, there's a musical number in this movie, and that's the song from Donkey Kong Country. The Eddie, let me go back to my home. So really, the only reason I even called this character a guy's name is because I wanted it to fit with the song. Originally, Junior was gonna sing something else, though I can't remember what it was, or what was the original intent. But I just decided, okay, let's just put in the Eddie, let me go back to my home, because that's a good song. And it would fit really well here, because Junior's dead, and he definitely want to go back to the land of the living. Here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Oh, I can't believe what I see. Also, originally, I wasn't going to have the original audio of the song in this movie. There's actually a video on YouTube where it doesn't have the singing, it just has the song. I think it's like called the karaoke thing where they remove the lyrics and it's just the music itself. But yeah, you can actually find that on YouTube. You can find the Eddie Let Me Go Back to My Home song with just the song and not the lyrics. And originally I was gonna have the voice actors sing the lyrics. But obviously, you know, these are voice actors. They're just here to voice act, they're not here to sing. So I thought it would be simpler to just have the original song. Hear my plea. Come on, Eddie, you got to help me. You gotta sing the back. And let's take our time to appreciate the cinematography here. I had to move around with the plush toy, but also make it look nice, and not just shaky cam, gorilla style sort of thing. And now here we get to the interesting part. I want to connect all my movies in some way, without it being a cinematic universe of sorts. So I came up with the idea, let's just use the multiverse, because that's what everybody's doing. Except this was all thought of before the multiverse was a trend, because now every movie studio was doing the whole different worlds where different versions of the characters meet, because now everybody's doing it. But I technically did it first. Okay, not really. Technically Monster Island Buddies did that first. But the way I'm using multiverse here isn't so that different characters can cross over with each other. It's simply a way to connect all my movies, and that they take place in this same sort of multiversal pocket. Oh, careful, this is a seizure warning. I wish I put that in the movie, because I wonder how many people are watching this and they're having a seizure. This video is gonna get sued. There's a reference to the Mapdominus movie 2 if you paid attention. Yeah, the Mapdominus movie 2 was planned all the way back since then. And that's the reason why I put the Mapdominus movie characters. This takes place immediately after the first movie. The reason why I put this here is to establish that the Mapdominus movie is part of my multiverse, and that yes, the second movie is coming. But only for those who were paying attention to that seizure sequence. And there's a reference to the original SML, obviously. I kind of wanted to say that, yes, everything is canon, even the original SML. Now, for that particular scene with the Junior on the red couch, I just simply found a random video that had Junior on the couch and they weren't moving that much, filmed it, and then grabbed a piece of audio from one of the game night videos where Junior first meets Mario, and he says, "Who are you?" And I immediately remembered that scene, because if I wanted to show Junior meeting the other Junior, he was gonna say, "Wait, who are you?" And then I immediately remembered that scene, so I went back in there and recorded the audio for that, and then placed it in a random piece of footage of Junior on the red couch. But I think that wasn't random. I think that was from the Ring video, the SML The Ring, you know, the one with the grudge sort of looking ghost girl with the hair and stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the multiverse is canon, everything is canon, and that's actually true, because Logan himself has to ignore basically 80% of all of his videos because of the, you know, the incident and stuff. So he has to ignore pretty much everything about his content and declare it non-canon, which means those videos are kind of public domain, I guess. Not public domain in the sense that you can use the Mario characters, but as in anybody can make up their own canon within these videos. Anybody can make their own SML universe, basically. You could make your own SML universe if you want to. And it's nice to have this sort of control within these characters and stuff, because I love these characters. I love to be able to, you know, make my own stories with them. Oh look, stock footage. By the way, the soundtrack used here is Ghostbusters 2. It's from the movie Ghostbusters 2, and it's apparently lost soundtrack, so it was free to use. It was very nice to be able to use it for that scene with that stock footage of the airplane. I actually went to Lake Tahoe to film all this. We climbed up a mountain. I had my backpack with me, and that's where I had all my characters. And I filmed this scene. There were some people who gave me a few looks, but since I think SML has become such a common thing, and a bunch of kids filmed with plush toys and stuff in public often, I guess that's why not everybody looked in my direction when I had these characters. Trust me, it was embarrassing to film in public. Like, I'm this grown man. Well, I wasn't a grown man, I was a teenager. This teenager is playing with toys in public. Yeah, that's embarrassing to film in public, but hey, I mustered up the courage to film. I had my dad record this scene because he was the cinematographer in the moment. I had to use both of my hands to control both characters, since I know the dialogue, but my dad didn't, so obviously it made sense that he would be the cinematographer, the cameraman, and I would be the guy who controls the characters. But yeah, I had to film all this in public. There were some people that gave me weird looks. But it was nice. Lake Tahoe was actually nice. I actually got to enjoy my vacation there, on top of filming everything for the movie.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Yep, I had the obligatory weed scene, brought to you by Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's kind of a jerk nowadays, but you know.
Did I see a turtle?
Nana, is the hallucinations kicking in?
You know, it's kind of a funny thought. The Decepticons are able to get high.
Don't worry, I'll save you. Hang on, I gotta go there. Ow! Ow! Damn it! I made it. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why I filmed Bowser Jr. just falling off, because that wasn't part of the script. Jr. would just find Shapipi, but I just filmed Jr. falling down, so I was like, add it in there.
Well, Chef Pee-Pee, I see now that I've been a terrible friend to you.
There we go. Bowser Jr. learns his lesson, the moral theme of the movie. And I didn't just put a moral theme of the movie just because it's obligatory to every good movie, but it's also because of the thought process of making this movie, believe it or not. Also, Mario's there. Nice. But anyways, what was I talking about? Right, so when I was making the SML movie, I was wondering, what should the movie be about? Should it be about Jeffy, just so it can get a lot of views because Jeffy is on there? Should it be about Mario and his friends? But then what kind of plot would you come up with there? And then I had my idea. Why not make the movie a redemption arc for Bowser Jr.? I mean, Bowser Jr. is a jerk in the old videos, and nobody liked Jr. back in the day. Except for me, of course, because I was a sadist, but the point is, Jr. was a jerk in those old videos, and I should make a movie about him learning that, yeah, you're kind of a jerk, you should, you know, be a better person. And I was like, that's the plot of the movie. That should be the plot. It ties in well with the fact that when it comes to SML, I'm most familiar and nostalgic with the Junior videos, because the Junior videos are what I grew up with, so it makes sense that I would make a movie based on the Junior videos. Plus, the Junior videos were kind of the main thing for SMLs. Maximum files have been reached, so let's get it over with. Anyways, Devastator. Yay! If you guys don't know, Devastator is this giant Decepticon that is combined by multiple Decepticons coming together. They call the Constructicons, but since at the time the final Constructicon that could be used to make Devastator wasn't released at the time, they couldn't form Devastator, so we made a joke that the final Constructicon was on vacation. Hey look, the two villains from the Bumblebee movie. I used to not have those toys, but now I have those toys, so if they can come back for a sequel, they probably could. But then it probably wouldn't matter because they didn't have large roles in this movie. They're just kind of there to pin down Junior and Chef Pee-Pee. Oh, a Ligma Balls joke. To be honest, I'm not really proud of this one. If there's anything I would have changed, I probably would have changed the Ligma Balls joke. I probably should have said something a lot more clever.
Backup? Wait, is that who I think it is?
Yes, it is. Bumblebee now has a new form. Yay! But hey, all the other Autobots showed up. By the way, that Ironhide figure right there, that figure is expensive on eBay. Yeah, it's not cheap. I don't know how a car warrior got his hands on it. Maybe he got his hands on it before it became scalped and bloated and expensive and rare as heck.
Autobots, roll out. Avenge my girlfriend.
That's a reference to how in Generation 1, Alita 1 is Optimus's girlfriend. Once again, Black Yoshi cannot pronounce the things that are so easy to pronounce.
Our movies both came out in 2007. Shrek the Third sucked though, I know.
Aww. It is true, Shrek the Third and Transformers came out in the same year. And there's this huge battle sequence. There's a reason why I put this there. One, because it's funny, and two, because I don't know how to actually film a fight scene with a lot of Decepticons in the same location. So I thought it'd be funny to just cut away to not show the fight scene and instead show this gag, because the gag is funny.
Wow, that fight scene was so awesome!
Yeah, so well animated. And the part where Shockwave stabs him in the eye, oh, that was classy.
And the part where Optimus subdues Megatron with that sneak attack behind the
Oh, look, the characters are talking about something cool, but the audience never gets to see it.
Arrest the Decepticons.
I like how there's so many dead Decepticons. Shockwave is just dead there. He's just so dramatic. And then everybody else, this is them lining up all the Decepticons that survive and arresting them. Oh, and there's a reference to how in the movie, in the Transformers movie, Jazz gets split in half. But guess what? In this universe, Jazz is still alive. There was originally going to be a musical number here about war. Yeah, the song War. Huh, yeah, what is it good for? You know that song? Yeah, originally they were gonna all sing, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. But then, let's be honest, none of the voice actors probably wanted to sing in that sort of thing. So that entire sequence was cut out. But on the day we filmed it, it was really fun to do. Me and a car warrior were just moving the characters around. It was really fun. I kind of wish I would have found a way to keep that in. But hey, what you gonna do? Maybe I'll just post it as a separate thing. Like, get the original footage and then just put the song over it. There we go. There. That's the explanation for why characters die and come back in the next video. I like how Chef Pee-Pee has cooked the same thing he did at the beginning of the movie. But that's because there's nothing really artistic or subtle or thematic about it. It's just I filmed that in the same day. There's no secret message here. There's no continuity art sort of thing. It's just that. But yeah, Junior learned, wow, I'm actually being a better person. Life is good. And then there's Black Yoshi's arc coming to a close. Honestly, Black Yoshi's arc is kind of a bit I don't know, it's kind of short. Like, Black Yoshi is introduced as a bad person, then the fight sequence happens, and now Black Yoshi's like, I learned my lesson, I should be a better person. But it's kind of short, you know. Could have added a lot more. But hey, that's the process of making movies and making them better. You learn as you go along. You learn from your mistakes and improve. Yeah, Black Yoshi and Mario actually playing Call of Duty together. I feel like that's a good ending for these guys. And that's the movie. Yay! I've always wanted to add this song at the end credits of the, movie. Because it's a good song and it's basically the SuperMarioLogan song, so... Yeah, of course. And it's sung by Day Storms. You might know him as the guy from those videos called COD. It's the series where Day Storm is apparently caught cheating on his girlfriend, and it leads to a lot of shenanigans. It's a really good series. But yeah, all of this footage is from the movie, but black and white. It's recapping the entire movie, like most generic kids animated films or something. Man, my voice is so tired after talking for like an hour. I'm pretty sure if I'm gonna go back and look at this footage, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I sounded so excited and energetic at the beginning, but now I'm just sounding tired. Burger King Starscream as himself. Why does Burger King Starscream get his own credit? With Math Dominus as Bowser. I like how Blitzwing is in his jet mode. You know, for being called Transformers, they don't transform often in this movie, do they? Oh look, it's clipping from reality. The credits are clipping from reality. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why Blitzwing was in his jet mode. I guess I had him in his jet mode at the time, but I didn't want to transform him back because I was too lazy or something. I don't know. There's Iron Man, revealing that he's still alive. Oh, man. By the way, this post-credit scene was filmed exactly 10 days before this movie was released. I was like, I should have a post-credit scene just to make this movie reach an hour long. So I filmed this, and bam, it was done. This was a last-minute footage. It looks so much high quality here than the rest of the movie for some reason.
Who's that over there?
There's the sequel tease, because there's going to be a second movie and it's going to have Woody in it. But yeah, that was the, yeah, that's the SML movie. So, what else can we talk about? Well, I guess in general why I made this movie. So, I was a huge SML fan since 2014. That's when I got into SML, that's when I watched all of the Bowser Jr. videos and stuff. And that's how I got into it. You know, I love SML. And as time went on, you know, the videos got worse and worse. But the one thing that always got me excited was the fact that Logan was going to make a movie about his characters. This epic grand movie. And then it kept getting delayed. And delayed, and delayed, and delayed. At first, it can kind of make sense why it got delayed. Maybe Logan just needed more footage and stuff. Maybe he just needed more time. Maybe he needed more stuff. You know, there's always a reason for why movies get delayed. But after getting delayed for so long, you're just not excited for the movie anymore. It's not exciting. You're not gonna see the movie ever, so what's the point in hyping it up? And at some point in 2018, one of the actors, Zeke, who is the voice of Mom Luigi, eventually just revealed the plot to everybody. And judging by what he said about the plot, it probably would have been underwhelming. Who knows? But since the plot was already revealed, I guess nobody was excited anymore because we already knew what the plot was going to be about. And after that, we all know what happened. Logan got ceased and desist by Nintendo, and now he can no longer use the Mario characters guaranteeing we're never gonna get the SML movie. Ever. Sure, Logan can say how much he's still working on it, but let's be honest, he's not working on it. So we're never gonna get an SML movie. So I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it myself. I'm gonna make my own SML movie. And bam, I made my own SML movie. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason. But despite that, I did put some thought into this movie. Of course, earlier I said what was the plot gonna be about, and there were so many ideas, but I landed on the idea that Junior should be redeemed. He should learn from his mistakes and actually be a better person. Because the biggest criticism for those old Bowser Jr. videos was that Junior was a jerk. Junior was a spoiled brat. He's an awful character that nobody should root for. Even though as a kid, I laughed at Junior's torturing of Chef Pee Pee, but that's besides the point. So, let's make a story about Junior actually growing up and realizing his mistakes actually have consequences. He actually learns from them. And of course, there was the whole how to structure that sort of plot and who would be the bad guys. And that's when I decided to look into Chef Pee Pee's sort of history. What is Chef Pee Pee's backstory? He's of royalty. He originated from a completely different country, the Iron Asses of Wales. And I was like, okay, so let's go with that. Let's go with his father dies or something, and the villains want something from Chef Pee Pee that'll, involve the country and stuff. And then Chef Pee Pee's like, he'd rather do that than be with Junior. And that's when Junior realizes his mistake. And from that simple idea is when I started writing the plot for this movie. And it all planned out and stuff. And yeah, the rest was history. I wrote the script. I came up with the jokes. I wrote the scenes. Filmed the movie. Improvised a lot of stuff. Got the voice actors. And made this movie possible. And a lot of people love it because this video now has 45,000 views now. The movie has 45,000 views, and I was like, wow, people actually liked this idea that I came up back in the day. So yeah, it was a lot, but I think in the end it was worth it to make something that made so many people happy and actually enjoy. Yeah, so many people like this movie, and I don't know, that brings joy to my heart, there's a lot of people that agree with me and stuff, and oh man, I'm getting sentimental. I'm at loss of words here. It's just, wow, I made something, and people like it. Lots of people like it. It just brings warmth to my heart, that so many people like it. I'm gonna cry, but yeah, I'm rambling on, gosh, I'm just rambling on now. Getting so emotional, but yeah, the point is, I made the SML movie because of spite, but I put effort into that spite, and I'm glad that people enjoyed this spite, so yeah. I don't know what else to add here. That's basically all I wanted to say in this commentary. Just commentate what happens during the scene and what the stuff was all meant and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah, okay, so I don't know how to end a video off, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. My voice is tired.